Hello, good people. A very good evening to you and your loved ones. My name is Munejo, and you are tuned into Power Talk. I will be a guest host this evening. I know you're used to seeing me on the entertainment side, but I'm so happy to be having a sit down, a chit chat. Like, I can't wait to listen to you guys' opinions on today's topic. And also, most importantly, I cannot wait to introduce you to my guest. But as is the honor, I'm going to give him the honor of kujipaka mafuta, the honor of patting himself on the back by introducing himself and all the accolades that he has. There's a lot of things about him, but most of us probably know him as the Melanin King. Hello.
Hello, hi.
Hi, karibu sana Power Talk.
Asante. Umeniintroduce.
Nataka intros. In fact, I haven't even done anything. So I know you are a lot of things, but most importantly, just like me, you're a yapper, so we're going to have a good time.
Exactly. I'm here for a good time.
So please tell us who you are and what we don't know about. And one thing that you think people assume about you, but it's not the real you.
Okay. Oh, interesting. So my name is, I go by the name Melanin King. For those who know me personally, my name is Glantul Ruvinzu. But my brand name, because I have built a brand out of the things I do, is Melanin King. I'm a content creator, pale kwa mtandao, on TikTok, on Instagram, so you'll find me there. And I also run a foundation, a mental health organization, foundation for men, specifically for men, where we deal and talk about men issues. Recently, we had a function with regards to mental health that was held on Sunday. It's Sunday in Yemepita tu ya juzi. Like the day before yesterday. So yeah, we had an amazing session with men, Pale Kenyatta Road, on Thika Road, and it was really, really, really amazing. So I run a mental health foundation specifically for men. I'm a content creator, and I'm also a teacher, by the way. Something that people don't know.
That's the one that people don't know about
that's one thing that people don't know.
Is it Sunday school or what kind of?
No, I'm a TVET lecturer.
Lecturer?
Yes.
Sir?
Yes.
Really? Let me I was every time you're doing you teach Sunday school kids, you
Not
volunteer
really.
to teach boy child something in the neighborhood. What?
Not really. I'm
That's
actually
really
a teacher by
commendable.
a trained teacher by profession. Yes. So that is something that people actually don't know about me. And it's not that I'm not proud of it. The thing is, I usually feel like it's not as important for me to mention
bring it out every now and then.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're doing a great job, by the way.
And I'm happy to be here and good to see you.
Oh,
you look amazing.
Oh, thank you very much. I like that you've taken the time to humbly introduce yourself with all the things that you've accomplished, and I like that you've also brought into that bit of you being a lecturer, and people don't know about it, but it's something that you take a lot of pride in.
Absolutely.
So today's conversation is really running around probably a lot of the things that tunakwanga associated nazo. So some of the things that we've accomplished over time, but I think for the most part leo tutakuwa tuna dive into some of the wins, the losses, some of the lessons that we have probably learned this year. So let me ask you, just right off the bat, una setting in your resolutions?
I honestly usually do.
Like vision board and everything?
I do. I do. And I think usually, for me, they're driven by my life aspirations. You know, there's a moment or there's a place where you'd want to reach in life. So for you to get there, unaona nika tu stairs venye ukitaka kufika juu lazima ukanyage hapo. You go all the way. So for me, I find it very important for one to set up them. So I usually do that at the beginning of every year. Though not all of them, I usually accomplish them for one reason or another, which I am willing to talk about.
But how do you usually put it down? Do you like have a vision board? Like unakata literally from magazines, ama you write them down?
I usually just write them down. I write them down, Usually I write them down. And I try as much as possible not to be unrealistic. Those are zingine I can be overly ambitious.
Okay, tell me what's an unrealistic goal that you've ever set for yourself. Alafu ukirudi kajembe, what was I thinking like ini?
There's a car.
One of them cars is a car. Are doable.
I know cars are doable, but specific cars.
Okay.
Cars. You know, when you talk about cars, unajua kuna German machines na kuna
others.
So honestly speaking, this year, let me just tell you the truth. Among the things I really, really wanted to drive this year is a good German machine.
Right, and it's coming, by the way.
But sasa already we are heading towards the end of the year.
Let me tell you, inanzanga kujimanifest pole pole, by the way. Unaweza jipata umefikiria it's December and it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Alafu kidogo you look back, you know how people write dreams down alafu unasikia. When I was 16, I wrote that I would be on a New York billboard, and I didn't know I would be there, but I found myself there. So I think that's one of the things that, hey, might surprise you here and there. But it's really good to know that. It's nice to know that.
I love that you're giving me hope and making me be optimistic.
It's possible by the way.
But just like I said, maybe it was realistic at the time I was setting it. But as time went by, I came to realize that in as much as this is what I really, really, really want, these are my resources and this is what I want.
Yes, okay.
So that means maybe wacha tu kwanza nikae na hii demi kwanza, you know. And not that I've given up on the dream of having the German machine. I am sure it will come with time.
Umesema acha kwanza nikae na hii?
Academia kwanza.
So unaona, at one point hiyo demi ulikuwa umeombea uka work for it.
And yeah, you're actually right. And that is also something I think I can talk about on air. I don't know if the other people were like that, where you could be eyeing something, like you really have a desire to achieve a certain thing. And then when you do, ikikufikia ukiipata, it could be even a job, not necessarily a car. It could be even be a job. But the minute you get it, you instead of even appreciating it, you're already thinking about the next thing and forgetting that, by the way, it took me time to get this. Right. And now I'm not even appreciating it. I'm even looking much to actually get much more than what I already have right now. I think it's something I really need to work on if I really have to achieve and be grateful for the things I set up at the beginning of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. I like that also. I think every now and then we need a reminder of.
Yeah.
And yeah, at some point we prayed for this and I worked towards this.
Because I would ask you, how many times do you sit down and tell yourself that by this I took December and the things I had set from the beginning of the year, I've been able to achieve 1, 2, 3. Let me clap for myself.
Yes. It's
in as much as this did happen, but this happened. It's very few. I don't know if you do that. If you do that, then
which is actually a many challenge to one another, because I've realized most of the time hata ukikaa una realizing I think I've only focused on the things I didn't achieve as opposed to the ones I did achieve. Yeah, and I think also one of the realities I got this year was looking back as like hapo kwenye unaandikanga that's things as simple as hosting a TV show, like being a TV presenter. I'm like niliandika stuff nikiwa 4th year and it's been a couple of years and I'm like oh look, it eventually happened. So I think nothing for writing things down. If you're listening, I think it's just a reminder. Always put it down on paper. You will come across a note about you wanted, I don't know, a brand new phone, and right now you've had like 5 since you wrote that goal down. So that's a really, really good thing to look into. So you know what I'd done? We'd ask people on social media what some of the, okay, so the question specifically that we also want to pass it on to you is, let me make sure I read it correctly as is. What's a random reality check you've come into terms with this year? What is a random reality check you've come into terms with this year? So we are available on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and X as well. Ukipata hapo picha, ukiona picha na mimi na Melanie, we're looking nice on this couch. Imepostiwa hapo alafu tumeuliza hiyo swali. Please go into the comment section and tell us. And by the way, usifikiri ati lazima iko mambo serious. Hata mapenzi tunapenda hizo vitu sana. Tunapenda kusikiza hizo story. So anything from love, relationships, it could go as heavy as grief. A lot of things that you feel like you've learned this year that you want to share with people. Tungetaka kusikia na tungetaka pia wewe utuambie, si ndio? All right, then chat to us hapo hivyo socials. So, I had gotten a response on Instagram. Okay, it's just a couple of them hapo kwa the question tag. Hey, for someone who's on social media, I feel as if this one, you might relate to it about it. You might relate to it a bit more. So this person said, no one is thinking about you as much as you think they are.
Absolutely.
Hey, what are your thoughts on that?
But let me tell you, the reality is people don't care about you. People don't care about you. Not even your parents to some extent. They care about you, but to some extent, they don't. For a minute, they usually forget you actually exist and they think about themselves. So what that statement actually says, I agree with it 100%. Nobody cares. You care about yourself, about what you do, about what you're thinking. But what actually affects us mostly, tunaangalianga ni kama somebody is watching. I saw a video of a certain lady on TikTok. She was saying, by the way, don't be walking around thinking that somebody is just somewhere seated at watching you, at they're waiting so that they can pick you and, you know, do something for you. Sometimes nobody is watching. People are busy with their own life. People are struggling with a lot. Family, money, what and what. So nobody is actually watching. You should care for yourself. Nobody cares about you.
Hey, that's a really good point. Actually, your point to Meleta, even parents will forget you to some extent because at the end of the day, everybody is living their own lives. they're in their own worlds, you
Yeah.
know. Wamelikuleta huko alafu sasa itabidi tujitegemea at some point. So on that bit about like somebody talking about the TikTok comment and stuff like that. Okay, the thing that makes people afraid for the most part in Akwanga, for example, okay, I won't say their name on socials just for, you know, privacy reasons, but there's one creator who had a very successful couple of years. They had one viral moment and then it went on for a while, and we saw the success that they got through brand deals, traveling, the whole shebang. Then unfortunately at some point, rumor has it, because they never actually got to confirm it, that mambo iliharibika to the point where they couldn't afford the house they live in, the car they drive, stuff like that. But then when it happened, people are very, very loud and opinionated on social media.
I get that.
Like kila mtu ako, unaona. So when people say being watched, do you think that's what they're mostly afraid of? Like, yes, no one cares, but if I fail, everybody's going to be talking about it.
First of all, you said that story and I felt sad because this is, I know the person you're talking about. And I've been friends with them, them as a couple, them at individual level.
I like how we are respecting them so much that people didn't know what genders we are talking about.
And to be very sincere, I'm going to give a very honest opinion about the whole situation. Not explaining their situation, but explaining the situation in general.
Generally, okay.
So when you come online, mostly, people will tell you, or you will tell yourself that, you know, people will not change me. I will not do things people want me to do. But let me tell you, the minute you get into that space, you realize that you can't be no longer yourself.
Right.
To some extent, you can't be that person mwenye ulikuwa unakunywanga China strong once your status starts to elevate. For some reason, things have to change. And once they start changing, you have to do things that now will have to entice or zifurahishe the people who are actually following you. Because again, you come and realize that the more now Fraisha, the more I'm getting deals, the more I'm getting a following, and the more people aspire and admire to be me. Right. But what these people who are following me never understand, or they never come to know, is it takes a lot for me to please you. And I have to please you to keep you there. Because if I don't please you, you will not follow me, you will not interact with my content. Right. So for me to continuously keep pleasing you, I have to do things that I have to even sacrifice sometimes for the sake of making you happy. And that's why you find yourself in debts. Saa zingine si kupenda, it's because you need to attract these brands. I need to attract a brand that will pay well. If I have to attract a brand that will pay me well, I have to live in a good house. Right. I have to show very nice aesthetics.
My lifestyle has to match with the brands I want to be associated with.
You know, I was having a conversation with somebody the other day and they were saying, somebody would follow a certain socialite, I don't want to mention their name. You know, hii nchi yetu na...
You don't want to get written out.
Sina lawyer. Sina lawyer. So there's this socialite who does cooking. I think you know her. Anapikanga once in a while, and people praise her food, and people admire to be where she is. So somebody was telling me, a brand is likely to approach her because there are people who aspire the life she lives. You know, she's always cooking and having a champagne on her hand. Right. Definitely, this is something somebody in Kawangware anaangalia and ako like, oh my God, this is the life, this is the ultimate goal. And without them realizing that probably this champagne this person is drinking, they've been given for free. Right. And when they're actually not shooting a video for a brand and not taking this champagne, I want your champagne kwa nyumba. So when you go and visit them in the house, na ana your champagne, what happens? Unashangarada, what's not happening here? So yeah, I mean, life just has to be life. Life has to be the way it is. And pressure lazima tu ikuwe. So it's you to allow it to get into you. Usakam into it, ama find a way on how you can fight it. Lakini ni ngumu. Once you're on social media, lazima ufurahishe mbogi. Lazima ufurahishe umati.
Okay. Totally. Ooh, that's very, very good, what is it called? Nitpicks about that. Yeah. So now just on that same bit about people, like some of these lessons that people have learned, somebody said, you can outgrow people without anyone being the villain.
Yeah.
Watu wako deep huku nje.
But I love the kind of generation we have right now. Because we are living on reality. You can outgrow people.
Well, let me ask, what do you think happens? Is it, what was after 25 years, frontal lobe develops?
True.
Do you start having different interests?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think are some of these small things inaweza fanya tu? Hatuna ubaya, but ni venye tu...
I think, unajua, outgrow, saa zingine hata siwe unasema, siwe una decide, ni life ina happen. Life just happens.
Yeah.
Unaona, unapata the things we used to do when we were 24, 23, 22, I'm no longer excited about them. Like, I'll tell you something. I used to love the club a while back. Hey, me, like every Friday, I would go to the club. Killer Friday, I would go to the club. And any other time that I was free, I found clubs to be something that, as in Anibamba, and I had a whole crowd around it. Unaona, ile tu uko, niko Alchemist, everybody is showing up. Something like that. So it got to a point, nika unajitanga kamkutano, and when you're calling yourself for this kamkutano, usually you don't think about your friends, you think about yourself. Uko like, so I've been doing this for a while, it's been fun, I've been enjoying it, I'm not regretting, but I think I'm moving to the next stage of life where I'm no longer finding this to be interesting.
Right.
So in the process of that, unapata now your friend, there's a fallout between you and your friends. Because now how bado wanaendelea na raha, na wewe umeamua kujitoa.
Right.
So it happens, outgrowing people.
That's actually a really good example, especially because at some point priorities shift.
They shift.
So you decide the finances have been put into this, let me just put it into something else. Oh wow, that's good.
Ama pia unapata, maybe where you're working, now you're getting people you can think the same, reason the same. Watu grow now, mtu alienda kufanya geology, umefanya journalism, there's nothing you two can discuss about.
Right.
So that also happens. The shift just comes, it just happens. Unapata kani stories za utoto, childhood story, mmepiga mmemaliza, imeisha, kama ni mambo ya mao, umeongea imeisha. Now, hakuna kitu ingine in common mko nayo. So kila mtu aende tu njia zake.
Oh.
Yeah, it's sad, but sad to do.
Even enough, I sad to do. Good people, as you can hear, the conversation is going on very smoothly and swiftly. Because after this, Nara, we turn around kidogo to get a little bit personal, especially on the relationship end. Because I know you like that. So why don't you just go ahead and just put in your opinion as well. Tunakumbusha tuko available on social media platforms, on Facebook at Y254 channel, Instagram Y254 channel, X pia ni Y254 channel. Ukiingia tu hapo, see a picture just talking about, asking you, the picture will be of us, and then it'll just be the topic of the day, and then you're just gonna comment down below. Alafu pia ukiona comment ya msee amesema kitu, unaweza jump on that comment as well. It's a safe space by the anything you say, we will just discuss it without any judgment. Sindio? All right then. So to keep the conversation going to shift onto the mapenzi is nini. I was talking to some of my fellow presenters before to get on the show. Alafu sa in the mapenzi world, I think some of the things that we've seen this year, by the way, I think what to couple goals is not a thing.
Yeah.
Do you feel as if, okay, I know we've talked about the pressure a bit too much from the social media end and whatever, but even hata kwa ground tu venye mambo iko tu. Do you feel as if a lot of times people who are in relationships tend to put up a front just to keep up appearances as well? Unapata msee kumbe, hey, yes he main, lakini anajua yes he main, lakini tu ametulia tu jisata du. You know?
True. Alafu pia watu wana get into relationships because mtu amewambia they look good together.
Wait, what? I'm finding this out today. School me, what do you mean?
Ati mnakaa vizuri pamoja, so unapata tu just like that people get into a relationship.
What?
And this happens even at work. Unapata kuna colleague mmoja, you guys usually get along.
Right.
Sana unapata mnacheka nini. So wase wakiona hivyo wako zile za you guys actually look good together. You guys can try out a thing. And let me tell you, never do that, because the minute that relationship starts, even though imedie na even though friendship yenyu imekufa. So yeah, back to what you're asking. You said relationships, if people are getting to them as a result of just pressure, just to put up with that,
because ile tu hapa tu work out, lakini watu watasema nini kind of thing.
It happens a lot, especially in the Kenyan scene and in the creator world. People do that a lot for views, because you know, when you look at especially the creator world, couples content sells more than me just doing content as an individual. You know, even more brands actually work with couples than an individual person. So somebody will stick around with someone just because, you know, at the end of the day, we're going to make money out of this. You know, it's not love, it's convenience, it's finances.
It's not love, it's convenience.
Yeah, it's convenience, it's finances.
It's not love, it's convenience.
It's
Melanie
convenience.
2025. Put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, it's not love, it's convenience. And I will tell you for free, 90% of people in Kenya actually are in relationship for convenience.
Wow.
kuna dem tu ako na chali juu haezi afford food kwake.
Oh.
Haezi afford rent.
Akisema ati yeye tu amechoka kuosha nguo kila Sunday. So I'm like, to buy a machine, rather, what do you mean you're gonna...
Sasa anado ya machine, si anaoa bibi akuja afue.
Yes. Hey, kuwa ni pesa mingi hata nalipa dowry, but
hey. So ni convenience. Very few people in Kenya or in the world. Let me talk about Kenya because I'm in the Kenyan scene. Very few people are in relationships in Kenya for love. Good number of us I need for convenience. Unaona? Ama unapata ati you are lonely, so to kill that loneliness you get somebody.
Right.
That's still not love. And with time you'll outgrow that. With time utaboeshana. Ndo unapata kuna hadi hizi fights in relationships because love was not the basis of it. It was purely convenience.
Right.
Unaona? I am feeling like, niko njaa kidogo nataka kushiba, I get you. And since you are readily available, I get you. When I get full, I don't want you anymore. And that's how life is. It is really sad, but that's the kind of direction reality. And reality we have taken, and you cannot change that. Because I see that even on TikTok, ukiangalia comments nyingi zenye mademu ana make, ako like, I don't want to use these words. I don't know which is the correct alternative words to use. But unasikia mtu akisema mi yangu nilipewa tu nitumie tu for this and that, when other people are using theirs to build mansions, So
you put it quite well because I get you, I hear you.
I know wameelewa. Najua watu ni warevu
watu ni wa smart. Kwanza kuna pressures mwingine, somebody pia alibuy matatu the other day. And then all the people to research and I'm like, oh, okay. That's how, okay.
So that's the reality. Now sijui kama itawai change because it's getting worse and worse because it's no longer about love. It's about putting a face. Me and you, we are together, and when you're together, ABCD can happen. And in this case, ABCD is money. So we have put money on the forefront more than love, more than how I'll make you feel, more than, looking at the dynamics of a relationship, looking at the ingredients that make a relationship work.
Wow.
Sad.
Oh, that's quite sad.
Yeah.
But I think one of the reality checks, mtu anafasa kujitaka mkutano ni kujembe. Because imagine it's not what they have.
But imagine unaweza jitaka mkutano alafu baadaye tena urudi ujipige reality ingine ni by the way sina food, sina rent. Sasa itabidi tu nimetafuta.
Here's the thing though. Kama by the way unaingia for survival tu wewe tu bora the other me labda muagree. Mtu mmoja asiumie kuliko mwingine. So mimi na imagine
shida ni mtu anafichanga usemangi. Unajua hata usemangi nimekaa hapa juu ya food, nimekaa juu sina rent. You camouflage, unajifanya it's love.
Yeah.
You cannot even mention I'm here because I can't afford rent, I can't afford food. Unaget. Hapo ndio sasa shida iko. So hakuna kuprotect interest ya ule mwingine, kila mtu ana protect interest yake. Mimi sisemi yangu. Juu pia ule mwenye anakulipia rent na food, don't think that yeye pia ana kitu alikuwa anataka kwako. There's something they wanted from you. Right. And they will not tell you what exactly they wanted from you. Unaget.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Okay. Eesh. Nasikia ni kama I'm just sitting here being schooled. Okay, so a bit of a kidogo controversial thing-ish. Not entirely, but I think it's one thing that I agree on.
Yeah.
I guess as different genders and from different backgrounds that we're in. I know you talked about the basis of love being friendship. And I think this year we've seen the fight still continues about men and women being friends. Do you genuinely believe platonic friendships exist? Do you think you can be friends with people of the opposite gender and not have any attraction to each other? Na vitu kama hizo. Ama also a bit of it ndo sasa hapo ndo mnaanza kwamba you guys are just you're only just friends. Hapo ndo kale ka pressure ulikuwa unasema you're just friends. Vitu kama hizo, like, is it something that also is not being talked about enough, about accepting the reality of
I think platonic friendships do exist, but for men and women to be friends, usually there's one who has interest, but they might not communicate, or they might, if they do, they might not communicate what they feel about that particular friend. To some extent, they're usually attracted to them, but they might not say. And those who usually say, that friendship usually dies. Unaona? And then number two, this is how else it also works. This person could be attracted to you. They don't tell you, they keep the friendship. And one day they find a way on how they can hint it to you. And how you react to it tells them that, by the way, this can never work. So they lay low and they allow the friendship to continue. But the reality again is, usually one of them is attracted to the other to some extent.
Let me tell you.
And I will tell you, even men.
Really?
especially I'll speak for men. The girls were friends, but usually at the beginning unapatanga, something in my mind tells me I am so comfortable around them. Maybe I can try out something with them since I love them as a friend.
Goodness.
And there's some level of comfort I get around being with them. I get vulnerable around them. So maybe something can work out. But unapata yali ku friend zone. So like maybe niki escalate if friendship itaisha. So una suppress zile feelings uko nazo.
So
una allow to be a friend.
Naomba ni interrupt kidogo. So you mean to tell me, can I use you as an example?
Yeah, just do it.
Would it be, in fact, I'm going to ask this question then you go on break. Do you mean to tell me that 90% of the female friends you have in your life at some point, because you said as men, most of the time it's usually us, you had a romantic interest in them and then you're the one who had to succumb your feelings and...
To be very honest, yes.
Really?
Yeah, to be very honest.
We are going to hold it real. You guys, it's getting a little bit hot in the studio, yo. Because what? Because I'm such a believer of it can exist, but also I like that his perspective is a little bit different. So we're going to get a bit more into it after this break. We're going to catch just a quick break. Watu tukunywa maji kidogo, tujifan kidogo here and then. Also, pia tusome comment sections. Comments zenyu tukuje tuzidiscuss tena. So don't touch the dial. We'll be right back.